It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be my neighbor? If you're wanting to live in a patriotic state, a state that loves their veterans, loves the law enforcement, Texas is it, baby. I'm telling you. It's awesome waking up here. The Southern hospitality. Don't know if you've ever heard about it. What we've been doing, you know, the last video that we put out was finally achieved one of our pinnacles of the trip, and that was, I've always wanted season tickets to the Dallas Cowboys, and you know, if you know what's going on, this was the year to get our season tickets. You want to see a true 12th man, go to a Dallas Cowboys game in the AT&T Stadium. And I'm telling you, it is loud. I have never experienced the energy in a game like AT&T Stadium. Awesome, plain and simple. What else we've been doing? We have been buying property. Welcome back, guys. Oh, it's been several weeks since we put our last video on. Julie and I have been extremely busy. Basically scouring Texas, trying to learn about Texas, the different counties, the restrictions. I can tell you, the greatest thing about Texas that we found so far is Texas is like Oregon back in the 70s. You acquire yourself a piece of land. The small towns want growth because they want to bring in taxes and they want to boost the economy. So honestly, it's really easy to buy land here, subdivide it, and then pop it out for smaller pieces. Follow along. Got a lot to show you in this video. Peace. Well, Julie's inside. She, if you guys have seen our past videos, you know that she's not really into being on camera, so she decided to set this one out. But, you know, realistically, Texas is everything that we had hoped for. Texans are very kind-hearted people. This is a God-fearing state. I'm telling you something. I have never seen a state with mega churches everywhere. We've driven by dozens of them and our mouths just drop because the sizes of these churches are just enormous. Strong here in Texas. Christian faith is very strong. The Southern hospitality that I mentioned earlier is fantastic. I don't know how many times a day, if we decide to go into a small town upon leaving or saying goodbye, you know, have a blessed day. Okay. It's incredible. People hold the door for you. The respect, people say hello. You walk down these small cobblestone and brick-lined streets. that they have preserved over the years. Which Julie and I love. We love these small town atmospheres. But there are things that we're obviously trying to get used to. I have never, let me show you some footage of what we didn't expect. Wild boar. Let me show you something here. If you can see the ground, how it's all rutted up. Well, here in Texas, they've got wild boar. And we have 6 to a dozen that show up, and boy, do they destroy things. They are dangerous too. They'll shred you. Here is my bird houses that I had up, because one of the most beautiful birds here in Texas is the Red Cardinal. And we set out right there and we watch them. I haven't been able to catch them on video because they normally show up in the middle of the night. I don't know. I've seen some pictures and some videos of wild boar, and the ones that I've seen here in the middle of the night, these are like the size of German shepherds. These wild boar are huge. The thing is, we're allowed to shoot them. I personally won't eat it because there's too much risk with the wild boar. They do sell it in some restaurants and some stores here, I've seen. And I guess they test it, but it's got a real heavy gamey taste to it. So, like the ham that you would buy at the supermarket with that sweet taste, it's not the same thing. But I do have individuals that have told me to kill them, bleed them out and bring it to them, and they'll process them, and they'll pay me for them. So the hunt is on. Anytime that I can go hunting, just another plus. Yeah, I think I might have mentioned earlier, the great thing about Texas is the locals, respect for respect. Small towns, you don't want to be stumble upon or trespassing into people's properties. Okay, here in Texas they have, they use a lot of purple paint. Purple paint is, forget the no trespassing sign, just slap on a few coats of purple paint on the perimeters of your property line, and if somebody's stupid enough to cross those spots that are marked, game on. We love being in the small towns. The cooking, incredible. The barbecues, Texas barbecue. If you've never had Texas barbecue, fly here to Texas, take in a Cowboys game, and get some authentic Texas barbecue. You won't regret it.
The ongoing passionate debate over who makes America's best barbecue may never be settled. Memphis, Kansas City, and just about every state across the South will tell you it's theirs. Texas has a pretty good case for being #1, and a bustling small-town spot there run by a woman who's been serving up barbecue for half a century might just be the best of them all. NBC's Steve Patterson has our Sunday closer.
She moves with a master's stride, managing the marvel of the brisket, balancing both sides of every chicken.
Salt and pepper, tender love and care.
Dancing with smoke, flirting with fire, a choreography of cooking perfected over a lifetime. You didn't cook with gauges. So how do you tell without gauges?
I've just always felt of it.
Yeah.
That's hot enough. I don't need any more fire under there.
Every Saturday morning, this is the scene at Snow's Barbecue in Lexington, Texas.
Well, no, it's no secret recipe. I just don't have a recipe.
At 83 years old, Snow's pitmaster Tootsie Tominance is a Lone Star legend.
You know, it was just by accident that I got into it.
50 years ago, Tootsie would help out at her husband's butcher counter. When the market chef failed to show one day, she stepped in.
They said, come back tomorrow, come back next week. And I mean, I worked there for 10 years.
The barbecue business has always been very much a man's world, making Tootsie's rise even more rare. She spent decades building a reputation locally. Snow's Barbecue only exists today because owner Carrie Bexley recruited Tootsie to work there.
I wouldn't have opened this if she wouldn't agreed to come to work for me. I wouldn't have done this without her.
Nancy, maybe?
The pair made for a good mix. Quality meat, quietly served, 1 day a week. 10 years ago, that quiet vanished for good.
It was simply the best barbecue in Texas.
24!
Snow's was voted the top spot in the state by Texas Monthly, basically the barbecue Bible here. And overnight, that small town charm turned to world renown.
If Snow's Barbecue is the best barbecue in Texas and Tootsie's the pitmaster, that pretty much means she's the best pitmaster in the nation.
Scores of people, sometimes driving hundreds of miles for an hours-long wait, in the hope that their favorite cut of meat doesn't sell out. Coming at 4:30 in the morning, is it that good?
It is. Does it sound crazy?
A little bit.
Just tasting it. I mean, when you pick it up, it falls apart. It melts in your mouth. I mean, how much more do you got to say?
But she's faced some tough times. 3 years ago, husband White died after suffering a stroke. A few months later, she lost her son Hershey to brain cancer.
The week after they buried her husband, she was here. I mean, the day after, whatever. She's just a trooper.
That dedication shines through on the plate. This year, Tootsie was a semi-finalist for a prestigious James Beard Award. And just last month, she was inducted into the Barbecue Hall of Fame. But she's taking the recognition in stride.
I just cook barbecue because I enjoy it. I don't cook it to gain all this fame. I enjoy working. I'm happy to make people happy.
This small town kingdom, rising from the fire and smoke, ruled by a lady known round here as the Pit Queen. For Sunday Today, Steve Patterson, Lexington, Texas.
Oh man, I can smell that through the screen. Steve, thank you very much. And thank you, Tootsie.
Here in Texas, we have tornadoes, rainstorms. Oh, I'm telling you, rainstorms that we do not see in Oregon. Well, here's another part of Texas that you must get used to, and that is flash flood downpours. This, ladies and gentlemen, will show up out of nowhere. The sun will be shining, everything will be beautiful. Next thing you know, here you go. You know what they say here in Texas? If you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. God bless Texas. But the really cool thing is the drastic weather here, okay? Julie, she is a warm-weathered individual. Me? I am looking at buying a place up in Alaska because I like it cold. I like the obvious season change. I like the fall. Here in Texas, you do get the beautiful fall colors. But the cool thing about here in the fall is you get Oregon temperature weather to where you wake up and it's 40 degrees. There's dew on the grass. So you get 40 to 80 degrees common here in the fall, which is, you know, talking to the locals, this is the best time of year, and I can understand that. As for snow, you know, I don't know if you followed the news as to what happened last year with Texas and the snowstorm that caught all the Texans off guard. The only problem is, you know, living in a 400 square foot motor coach, we're not going to be ready for it. So we're going to be working out in the rain and the cold quite a bit. We have multiple poisonous snakes right here on this property, and I'll show you a video of our venture with a water moccasin. And the water moccasin is a very aggressive snake, and this water moccasin I was able to get behind with a rake and off with his head with a shovel.
Now cut him off.
Here, video.
Look at that little wing. Ew.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is our enemy.
Oh, God, do not let him go.
He's not going nowhere.
Get him. Ew.
Here, get that on video.
Ew, I didn't get it. Ew, get him away. Look at his head. He's still freaking squirming. Ew. Okay, that's gross.
And from that point on, I go outside and I piss everywhere. Okay, I used to do this in Oregon with the bear and the cougar and coyote and bobcat. And they say that it helps here. So, you know, I drink my morning pot of coffee and, you know, I go to work. I work this land. So we got the boar, okay? We got the snakes. Next, we got scorpion. Scorpion everywhere around here.
Their sting is worse than a bee sting. I did get hit by one. I sat on one, actually. It fell from the ceiling onto my chair, and I sat on it, and it zapped me. And you can feel it hits, you know, if for some reason that stinger hits your nerves, and then the nerve ending just shoots straight down my leg. So, and it's sore for a couple of days, so I guess it's worse than a bee sting.
The thing about the scorpions here is they won't kill you. But according to what I hear is it's very painful. You know, it's like a mega wasp sting, and, you know, it sticks with you, you know, for quite a while. So, you know, it is what it is. Next thing, in Oregon, we had brown recluse. I got bit twice by a brown recluse, and my father, matter of fact, ended up passing away. He was in his upper 60s, and he was working on some fencing, and he got bit by one. One of the side effects is like within the first 2 weeks to a month, people are known to have heart attacks. And literally about 2 weeks after, week and a half, 2 weeks, right around there, he ended up dying of a heart attack. And, you know, it was a sad situation. One thing that was really cool is that, and I'll get a little personal here, because I guess that's what these videos are about, is, you know, to follow, you know, the interest of what we're going through, is that I was adopted. Matter of fact, Julie was adopted too. And and my father that I'm speaking about is my adopted father. And it was like a blessing that for some reason I was given the opportunity to thank him for adopting me the night before he passed away. I still think about that today, and it's been years, you know, since he passed on. And, you know, to be blessed, to be given that opportunity to show my appreciation to him for you know, accepting me as his child, was one of the greatest opportunities that God gave me. Anyhow, spiders. Okay, we had the brown recluse in Oregon. Here we got black widows. The black widows, This park that we were in, that we just came from, had an Amazon box. And, you know, while we were staying there, we could order on Amazon, it would deliver, and they would put the packages in this box. Well, Julie ends up going out, and to grab a package, she reaches in, and right next to her, she reached her arm in, and she looked over, and there was this, you know, black widow just sitting there like, you know, like it's gonna pounce, you know. So she comes in kind of freaking out, and, you know, I think I've got a little clip of that, matter of fact, because it was, I don't know, I was inspired to make a clip. It's kind of a stupid clip, but anyhow, you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see how I dealt with them, too.
Oh, hey, honey, I think we got an Amazon package today. She goes out and she finds this.
All right, you guys see him down in there? See ya, buddy. He has any friends.
Wasp spray, you know what I'm saying?
I'm always very careful getting under the motorhome because I know they're probably under there. So I literally dust around my motorhome with snake deterrent, spider deterrent, and I throw bombs under there too. So fortunately, up to this point, God, don't allow this to backfire on me, but we haven't had any problems with rodents, and there's a lot of rodents around here too. But our motor coach is really pretty well sealed. We've tried to stay up on it in order to keep anything from being able to enter the inside. So, you know, it's all about keeping out the bad and protecting ourselves. So what else? Ticks. If you've seen our video, you know, I said itch with a twitch. Itch because I ended up getting shingles, and at the same time, shingles because I never got chicken pox as a kid. You can see itch with a twitch. You can actually see the whole video of that situation. And then twitch is a Lone Star tick that, while we have been out looking at properties, matter of fact, it was this property, not this one, but another piece of property which I'll show you a clip of, that we're working on right now, that I looked up into the trees, a lot of old growth trees on this piece of property, and the ticks just hang out on the leaves. Well, going through the wooded areas, a tick made its way down, went down my shirt, and ended up burrowing into my side. Watch the video. You know, warning, you know. We videoed Julie battling this little sucker, and this was a big female, and she dug in. She was at the point where her whole body was basically, you know, burrowed in. And you'll see how it goes. There's an update. There's where we're at. You know, one of the next things that we're going to do is we're going to talk about, one of the upcoming videos is what it's been like living in a coach all these months. You know, what we've had to deal with and the life changes that we've made. Stay tuned. It's going to be a good one. And stay tuned for our Green Magic home build. Because like I said, here in Texas, you get downpours, a lot of tornadoes. Green Magic Homes keeps you safe during those times. One of the greatest governors in the country, the most patriotic, is our great Governor Abbott.
Are your products stuck off Long Beach? Texas ports are wide open. Port delays are up to 100 days in California. In less than 2 weeks, your cargo can set sail from California and be at one of our 24/7 functioning Texas cargo ports, unloaded and on their way to shelves near you. Choose a state that doesn't see inflation and America's supply chain backlog as a good thing. Escape California. Everyone's doing it. Choose Texas.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. There's only one appropriate way to end this video. First, thank you veterans, thank you patriots, thank you law enforcement for everything you do, all that you sacrifice in order to keep the streets and country safe. Last but not least, let's go Brandon. Peace. Well, hey guys, I'm gonna take you inside the motor coach now and show you exactly what we have going on in there, the way that we've been living for the last several months. Come aboard. Oh! Wait a minute. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. First Green Magic home built and looking rather special. How do you feel?
Hi, let's get this over with.
Can you take her serious?
Come on, let's go.